Kinsey, right?
Yep, we are
Perfect.
recording. All right. So thank you guys for hopping on with us tonight. I don't know about you, but I almost feel like tomorrow's the start of the new year. I feel like now we're officially past all the holiday stuff and like tomorrow is go time. So McKenna and I, like she was just saying, we were both talking about vision boards and she made one and then I made mine. And we were talking about both doing calls on this topic because I think last year is probably the first time I really made a vision board. I guess I'd made it in the last couple of years, but I really made one that I felt like was it was big goals, but it was also stuff I knew I could achieve, or I just felt like I was dreaming really big, but there were things that were possible if I knew how to engineer the work that goes behind what I'm putting on my vision board. And that's kind of what we want to give you guys tonight, are these tools to not just be like, let's smack some things up on a Canva design and hope that we get, can check those things off at the end of the year. We want to actually help you define what your vision is so you can create that board, but then also know how to create the steps in the action plan to get there. So really quick before we start, I wanted to share, just because this was really cool to like compare my vision board from what I created this time last year and the amount of things I was able to kind of check off of it. So I'm going to share my screen really quick. There we go. Where do I do it at? Oh, share screen. There we go. Think I can figure this out. Okay, not that. So this was my vision board I made for last year, and I just was going through, and things on this picture have different meaning to me, and I won't go into all of it, but that I just wanted to show, like, I had all these things on my vision board, and it turned into just, I checked this off, and then I checked that off, and then, because I set my intentions early in the year, and I had a vision, and I had a plan, I was able to.
Hang on. There's a thing that's over your is it mine or it's mine. I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead. I couldn't see it.
No, good. I'm glad just in case. But anyway, it was just, I knew that I created an action plan behind my vision board. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. McKenna created one this year that she actually printed out and put up in her office. I want to do the same thing. I didn't do that last year, but I think that's so cool. Yeah, she framed it. It's so awesome. So we're going to go through all of this and like how we created our vision boards and our plans and all of that with you guys. So let me stop my sharing. But I'll throw it over to McKenna. The content we're using for this is from another top coach that she shared with other coaches. So we're actually going to give you this template on the team page afterwards, because there's a lot of exercises in it that you can do to create your vision board. And so we're kind of running through that tonight, and then we'll give you the content tomorrow or later tonight. But take it away, McKenna.
Okay, that's so funny because as you said that, I'm like, oh, I should probably pull that up, shouldn't I? Okay, but I also took notes, so that's good. So the most important thing when you're sitting kind of thinking about your vision board, you want to sit down and think, what things fire you up? What things get you excited? What things make you happy? What things make you smile? Because those are things you want as your goals and things you want to be pushing towards, not just these crazy goals that don't mean anything. You want a goal that you look at and it fires you up and it like pushes you to work hard because they light your soul on fire. So keep in mind as you're jotting a list down. So a really cool thing to do, I don't know if you can hear Bella flapping her toy over here, she's real happy, is to have do an exercise where you just take time to kind of visualize these goals. Either play some music, calm music in the background, just close your eyes and just really picture different things in categories. And like Kinsey mentioned, we're gonna kind of give you a breakdown, but the first thing that you want to think about is, well, first of all, don't think too small. I think it's important to think of your goals and push them a little, because you don't want your goals to be too small, but you also don't want them these crazy huge goals like I'm going to be 15 star, and like that's a pretty lofty goal, but it's good to stretch them a little so that you push a little harder than maybe you would have versus picking a safe one. So the first thing is your job. Think about what you want your future to look like when it comes to career. Do you want to work? Do you want to work part-time? Do you want to just do coaching? What does your job look like? What do your finances look like? Do you have a savings account that you put money into every month, so in case an emergency comes up, you have that? Are you guys debt free? Do you get to travel? Like, what does it look like financially? Either a set income amount, but just what can that do with the finances that you have? Your home, what is a dream home, or where do you want to live? What does your home look like? Maybe it's that you want to be able to go out and go buy new furniture and create the dream living room that you've always wanted. What do your relationships look like? Friendships, spouse, with family, what would that look like to you? Body goals. Do you have a weight goal? Do you have an ab goal? Do you just want to feel confident in your own skin, or do you want to fit in another dress again? And then what do you do free time? What would the vision look like for free time? Would you travel more? Would you get outside more? Like, what if you had the money and a perfect world, what would you do for hobbies? So like I mentioned, we'll give you a breakdown, and it kind of gives you a breakdown of what to put in each thing. But those are kind of some topics to think about.
And then to break it down even more, in this exercise, when you get this document, you'll be able to just kind of brain dump. And you can even do that right now where you're listening to this call. And just as McKenna's like giving these memory joggers, just brain dump things that come to mind that I've always wanted X, or I've always wanted this. It would be great if I could go to this destination for a vacation. So just as those things pop in your brain, write them down. This is what you're going to pull from to really create that vision board. And then the other exercise that we'll have you do in this document too is kind of write down where you want your life, what you want your life to look like, not just right now with those topics that McKenna went over, but in 2 to 3 years. Like, what if you're sitting down, closing your eyes, what do you want your life to look like in 2 to 3 years? Because guys, I can tell you, I did this in the beginning when I was a brand new coach, and I'm sitting here 5 years later, and I blew away my expectations as to what I was visualizing then. So like she said, do not dream small. Anything's possible in this business, and you can make it happen. You just have to be able to have the courage to dream big enough and then put into action the things that it takes to get there. So in 2 to 3 years, what do you want your life to look like? In 10 years, what do you want your life to look like? I have a feeling if you're on this call, it's because you guys are in this business for some reason. You all have a why. I know that's the thing we talk about when you sign up as a coach. You need to determine your why and why you're in this business and what it means to you. It's like your why is that thing deep down in your gut. It's not always the same for everybody. It's not always that I want to quit my job or want to stay home full time or I want to travel. It's different for everyone. So you have to really identify that why so you can start to visualize what your life's going to look like in 2 to 3 years, in 10 years, where you want to be. So that's a really great exercise to just, after you get those topics that McKenna went over, and just brain dump it all on the piece of paper on this form that we're going to give you too. And then there's another list that we'll have you do. It's a 1 through 10, and you're going to list out your dreams that align with your future self, that person in 2 to 3 years where you want to be in 10 years. So you can kind of jot down, 10 or so of those big dreams, big goals that you have for yourself that align with where you want to be in the next so many years. All right, McKenna, you can go for it.
Okay. So the next one is talking about this being soul work, because it's so important that if you're just doing this job to make a paycheck, you're going to fizzle out so fast. You have to find passion in this business to be in it longevity, because the thing is, when things get hard, if you don't love what you do, you're not going to keep doing that love and that passion behind what you're doing, so that you show up every day, even on the days you don't want to. Because that's the difference between basic coaches and successful coaches. They show up when they do and when they don't want to. And if you don't have these stronger goals and these stronger passions behind it, you're not going to want to. So what does it look like, or what does it mean in your life to live unapologetically, to be your true self, to not worry about what people are going to think when you post, but just being authentically and truly you and sharing you and your journey in this business? Because it's not creating a perfect post, it's being real and relatable and where you're at in your life. What are the first steps you need to take to becoming who you're meant to be? So again, along the same lines, like if maybe you feel like you're not being authentically yourself, what are some of the steps that you can make to be able to show up authentically as yourself? And then how will you stay motivated to accomplish this goal? Like I said, this is so important to to keep that motivation on the days you don't want to, and to show up and have those goals and that why that really pushes you to continually show up and change people's lives. Because if you're just chasing a paycheck, this will just be another job. And you don't want this to be a job. You want this to be a passion and a hobby and a life calling. So.
Do you want to just go into the next part with the what to include on your vision board? You know what I'm talking about? Oh, are you muted?
Durr. Are you talking about towards the bottom where it talks about? Okay. Okay, so making sure I'm still unmuted. Do you want me? So you said you want me to go over that, and then you'll go over the how to make it. Okay. So so what you should include on your vision board, here are a few things to just kind of break all those goals and kind of make it into a picture. So your business goals and achievements. What do you want your business to look like? How do you want to feel about your business? What coaches and influencers in the industry do you enjoy following, and what do you like about their business community? So kind of narrowing in on like your niche market and like what type of things you want to see, and have that relate back to your business and how your business looks. So it says example, 2-star diamond coach, average income $5,000 per month or 5 new clients per week. So having like a tangible goal for your business that you can achieve, because you can put these huge goals, but you kind of need smaller ones that are easy to show that you've achieved and to kind of track where you're at. Lifestyle goals. What goals do you have for putting yourself that impact you or your family and the people around you? So like paying off your mortgage, pay rent with my coaching income. What will that affect with your lifestyle? Maybe take your family on a vacation. And then your mindset, which I think is important. How do you feel with this business? Like, what confidence do you have? Maybe what are like some words, you could even pick words that like you want to feel for yourself. So maybe you want to be generous, you want to be helpful, you want to be kind. You could put like a quote, something that you look at that reminds you of that goal or fires you up in that goal. And then maybe some material wants and needs. What are some things you'd like to purchase for yourself or family? So maybe you guys want a new car. You maybe need a new phone, and that's something that hasn't been in the budget and you'd like to upgrade. Maybe you just want to go shopping for a couple new outfits come springtime. So those are just a few different categories.
Awesome. Okay, and then I was just going to add to, after, obviously, I'm going to pin myself really quick. We're going through all these topics, and it's so great to dream about all these things we want to put on our vision board and to create in our lives, but we also need the actions to back them up, right? So a lot of time people ask me, well, Kinsey, what does it look like if I want to earn X amount of dollars, or if I want to be able to pay my mortgage each month? It depends, of course, what that is for each person, but it's really important to break down what your goal is. As a newer coach, you guys, you're going to have different goals, obviously, than coaches who have been around for a few years. So it's important to stay, as far as your business goals go, like I kind of said, dream big, but they also have to be appropriate to where you are in your business. So I think it's important to keep that in mind. And a lot of times, I wrote down really specific things this year about my vision board. It was like, I want to help X amount of coaches become success starters this year. I want to help so many coaches earn more than $1,000 a week in a paycheck. Like, my goals change now because where I'm at in my business, they're more, leadership driven. Whereas in the beginning, I was like, I want to be a diamond coach. I want to hit this goal. I want to hit this income goal. So it just shifts as your business develops over time. So if you're a brand new coach, keep those visions big, but also keep them appropriate to where you are in your business, if that makes sense. So getting to how to create your vision board. So I'll share, like the one I had up earlier, I just used, so what you'll use is I use a website called PicMonkey. Canva is another good one. They're both free. I just would drag like things I'd see or Google pictures and drag them into a folder on my desktop and just start accumulating things that reminded me of my goals or what could represent my goals. And I kept them in that folder. And then if you go on PicMonkey or Canva, either of these two sites or apps, they're super user-friendly and easy to use. So you can just start kind of dumping things on your vision board, make it whatever. McKenna's obviously got her McKenna blue. I got my pink. Like we just, make it your own, make it fun. And I really highly recommend printing it out and having it somewhere you see every day. I know people would also make it the backdrop of their screensaver on their computer, or you can even do it on your phone, just so you always have that reminder of those goals and intentions you've set for yourself and your business. I think that's always going to touch on with the apps. But we did want to pose a little challenge to you guys, and we want you to all we're going to put this document up that we've kind of gone over that helps you lay out your vision, and it's like worksheets, like I said, so you can get a really clear idea of what you want your vision board to look like, and create one and have it posted on the team page by Wednesday. And let's just see how many vision boards we can get up there. And like I said, it's just such a powerful exercise. It really is all about manifesting what you want out of this business, and it starts now. We have to set those intentions early in the beginning of the year, because it's what will drive, like what McKenna said, it's what's going to drive us when we face rejection, or we missed a goal we thought we'd hit in a month or two and we didn't. So it's that vision and that purposefulness that is going to get us through when the going is not so good all the time, because nothing worth having ever came easy, right? So we're going to have, bumps in the road along the way, but we just got to stay steadfast on our vision and our goals and get there and know that we're going to get there. So
I was going to add something really quick, if you don't mind. I was just going to say two things. The first thing, like she mentioned, put the goal, your goals somewhere that you see that are going to fire you up, and encourage you to show up on the days you don't want to. I think for me in the past, I've made these vision boards, and then I put it somewhere on my desk, and I keep it there all year, and then I almost forget to keep looking at it, because it just becomes background noise. So if you need to mix it up, move it, put it somewhere else, take a minute every day to really look at it and visualize what you want, whether it's big goals or small goals. Sit down and really be specific. I think a lot of times in the past, I've set really huge goals, and then I'm always discouraged at the end of the year when I don't reach it. But then I sit back and think, I would have pushed way less if I hadn't made these big goals. So set these goals that you're going to push for, but also remember, if you set a really big goal, you're going to push harder and get closer to that goal than if you made these safe, a vision board that doesn't excite you and doesn't, it should make you a little nervous. Kinsey and I message each other and we're I kind of want to vomit.
We're puke emojis.
Yeah, it should kind of freak you out, but then let that fuel your fire. And I encourage you to share one, we said on the team page, message it to your coach so that your coach can see, and maybe they can talk about how your coach can help hold you accountable, or maybe what some of these numbers break down to, income numbers or goals. What does that look like? And then I want to challenge you to share with someone else, someone that you feel safe sharing with. So I wouldn't share with someone that's a negative Nancy about the business, but I shared it with my husband on our drive home. So share with one other person, because I think when you let people in on your goals, you're gonna have to do the work because they know what your goals are. And if you are nowhere near at the end of the year, it's kind of awkward when they know your goals and you didn't get anywhere close. So I encourage you to make some big freaking goals, feel like you want to puke, and then get out there and freaking make it happen.
Yeah. Yes, for sure. Chat with your coach, share your vision board, and help get those game plans in order and how to make all those things on your vision board come to life. So I'm just going to open it up. If anybody has questions, not even just about vision boards or anything moving forward, we got bar coming out and all that good stuff. Anything anybody has questions about while we're all here?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
No, really, you go first.
Okay. So because I'm so new and Kat's really new too, I don't really know as far as casting a vision for what my business is going to look like. I've went through the compensation plan and done all that stuff, but there's still overload. And so I'm not even really sure, like I could maybe say more a dollar amount, but I don't even know what that would look like and what that would mean. So what's your advice on that?
I would say whatever, think about, instead of thinking about like the business related goals, think about more life related goals. And then McKenna can help you, reverse engineer that and figure out, okay, now what does it look like to get to point B? What are the things we have to do to get you started working towards that goal? And she can definitely sit down with you and hash out the specifics, because it's going to look different for everybody. But I think if you just think of the things you'd like to achieve in your life, like I know for me in the beginning it was just wanting to go on a couple of date nights with my husband and not have to pay for it, pay for my Shakeology and pay for my cell phone bill. So it's like, what do those things, how do we get there when we have those goals? So think of it, I know it's hard when you are so new in the business, and I know we have a couple other new coaches on here too, so that was a great question. But think about more in your life what you'd like to achieve, I think.
Perfect.
Michelle?
My question, sorry, is how many goals do you recommend putting on your vision board?
I don't really think there's a limit. I mean, like I said, I wrote a lot more specific things than I did last year, just because I really wanted to hone in on some, specific team building goals. But I don't think there's a limit. I didn't put as many personal goals on my, I kept mine a lot more business related, with a few personal things on there. So
Okay.
I don't know. I think
The
sky's the limit.
Yeah. I did a couple like rank advancement. So personally, like, because my goal is to really be a leader, I made a business goal for myself and then a goal for some of my coaches to help them achieve. And then I create a goal for our team ranking. And then a couple other accomplishments within the business itself. And then I just did a couple personal non-Beachbody related goals as well. So I just did a little of each. I sat down and jotted it all down and then kind of simplified for the most important or some of the most tangible goals that I really wanted to focus on. I would say, I wouldn't get too crazy, because I think if you have 20 goals up there, it's going to be really hard to focus on that many. So, I probably wouldn't recommend more than 10 probably, because if you have 20, you're going to be juggling all these hats. So
Awesome. Thank you.
Anyone else? It's quiet tonight. All right. Well, like I said, we will get the vision board training document posted to the team page tonight. I'll post it right after we get off this call, and then work through those worksheets, guys. They'll be really helpful with kind of going through everything we just talked about, and then create those vision boards and try and have them up by Wednesday. I was going to say till Friday, but I'm like, no, we got to light that fire and have them done. You got to have them done. So I cannot wait to see everybody's.
Yes. And if you have specific questions, feel free to reach out to your coach, but really try and finish that, the little document we're going to give you before you reach out. But if you're still feeling stuck or how will this look, feel free to reach out too.
All right. Well, have a wonderful night, everybody.
Bye, guys. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.